Hello everybody and welcome back to the Western Wilds. You join me here just getting ready for a bit of cultivation work. We have got stuff that we need to do. We are in December, it's 9 AM. I'm going to jump out and just start the time to 1. Now we just got to do a bit of work on the fields because in wintertime there isn't much to do regarding like harvesting and anything like that really. The crops are just sort of staying cozy for winter. But it's the best time to get some field prep done, so we're going to just give this a little go on here. We've got a very interesting pattern going on at the minute with this field. Now this is the field that we had the sunflowers in, and you have to do a few things with sunflowers and corn because they leave little stalks behind. So you have to go through, you have to do a bit of mulching, but for some reason the harvester header seems to have done little bits of mulching itself, and I don't really understand that, and I don't understand why that's been doing that. You can see the pattern that it's leaving here. So this sort of yellow pattern is where it's been mulched by the mulcher, but the patterns in the middle that aren't yellow are where the harvester has technically mulched it, and I don't understand why the head has done that. You might remember when we had a look on here, we got these kind of crazy patterns. Well, that's because the header has done a bit of mulching, and I'm not really sure why. But we've got to go through and sort of prep these fields anyway. I've got a worker, as you can see, just over here. This is the field that we're working on in a minute. Worker is just here doing a bit of mulching, hence why it's going from like blue to purple. If we take this off, you'll see all fertilized. So you have to go through the stages you have to do if you really want to follow these fields to exactly what you should be doing. The stages you have to go through. So once you've harvested, hit it again with fertilizer. So then because obviously as you can see on here, all the fields just get wiped out as soon as you harvest. Once you've harvested, you can go through a mulch, which is what the guy's just doing. He's over there somewhere in the mist in the distance over there, doing the mulching for me. And then once you've gone through and you've done the mulching, you then come back and cultivate it, which just mixes everything up. And then it gets it ready then for you to then hit it with seed, come back and plant it. Once you've planted it or seeded it, you were then meant to come with a nice big roller and roll over it, which is why we have some of these here. You see, you got mulching here, needs rolling, these ones here. Now, there's a field over here that should have been rolled, but I did have these options turned off. Now, if you want to get the full maximum potential out your fields, they need to be on. So that's kind of my mistake really, and I thought, you know what, we really should be doing this to get the best out of our fields. So I've turned them on now, but some of them fields it's a little bit late, because once the seed and the crop is germinated, you can't really go and roll it without damaging it. It needs to be done literally straight after seeding. So you can see that one over in the distance there. I will go run across and show you. We just cut through here. We'll speed up a little bit if we can. Watch your head. If we go and have a look over here, this one. You see, this is wheat, and it's already germinated. It's already starting to grow. So if we come and roll it now, just going to damage it and just crush it to pieces. So a worker is going to go through and just run down on this one. Now, you have to be careful with cultivating, because the cultivator will just destroy everything. So if you go near a field that's already been planted or seeded, and you don't want the cultivator anywhere near it, maybe watch your worker, because if you've got a big cultivator like I've got here and it drapes across into the field which is growing, it will just wipe the lot out. So you really have to be careful with stuff like this. If we're going to have a quick look on here, once it's done its little auto saving, you can see that everything's looking pretty good. If we take the mulching off, you can see that it doesn't get rid of the fertilizing. You've still got one stage on there. It needs to look like this grass one here, nice and dark. Then you've got everything perfect down to the T. You should get 100% like yield, bonus, everything on that field. So if we're going to have a look across, you can see cultivating, it's going from like a no stage to cultivating. And also, it's wiping out the last crop in it. So sunflower was in it, we're wiping that out, and we are starting again fresh. This field is going to be ready for seeding back when we can seed, because at the minute, you see, in wintertime, there isn't really much we can do in December, apart from harvest a couple of things like poplar, grass, you know, that kind of thing. We can't do much. The next thing we can do on here is in Feb, which is plant cotton, which is what we're wanting to do in this field up here. So we are just going to have to wait for that one, but we've got a few little jobs we want to do. This might be a pretty quick episode because, like I said, wintertime, there's not much to do. And I normally fly through this myself off camera and not really show much because, like I said, it's just running around doing the odd little jobs, getting things ready. But I thought I'm going to just show you and bring you along, and just in case you're interested in all this kind of stuff, what's going on behind the scenes, I'll just show you in these odd few little episodes. But there is one thing a little bit more important we've got to do, and a new thing that has landed on the farm. Let me show you. So you might remember me telling you about this little place. It's like a plum factory. And I couldn't get it to work. I was like, I didn't know what we had to put in. I know it's obvious here it says plums. But what made plums? I didn't know what made plums. I had to do a bit of research on it. And also this, I said to you, wouldn't work when you try and come into the options here. Well, I've managed to get an update and now it works perfectly fine. So we can see going into this place is plum, banana, and mango. That's pretty cool. So I wasn't sure what could go in. Obviously plums, there's a big sign there that says it. I didn't know banana and mango as well. So we can get some cool things out of this. But then, where do we get the plums from? This thing here is my magical garden where I grow all my herbs and spices. No. Nothing like that. But it's something you can grow a lot of things in. As you can see looking down here, it's got everything. You can get plums from here, lemons, I think. You can get coconuts, I think. Yeah, right at the end, coconuts, pumpkins. There's a lot of things, and bananas as well. So this is sort of like, it is like a garden. And it's pretty simple. You just put seed and water into it. And at the very front of the building there, behind a pallet truck there, down on the floor, you just get all the boxes out. So we literally pick them up and take them round, plums and everything round next door, which is literally just at the back of here. And we just drop them in there. That's pretty cool. I didn't even know this thing existed. So we're going to go get some water, get some seeds, and get this thing running. So we're just going back in the tanker here full, 70,000 litres of water. We'll go and drop that in. That's one part then, that's the water. Let's go and get some seed to put in here. We finally get to put our seed maker to some use then. So we go ahead and fill up from our own seed maker. And we'll take this up for a special little garden. Now we can put the seeds in. And that's everything that we need for this production. Water and seeds. Very simple. It's nearly 60,000 seeds going into this. Now it does hold 250,000 litres. But I'm hoping really 60,000. Let's just see how we get on with that for now. We've not generated enough or made enough seeds. We've got about 45,000 in storage. But let's just see how this gets on. So you might have seen then that I got rid of the trees around the back of here and the kind of bit of grass here. So instead of just coming up with grass on this field here, we can actually now have like a proper entrance. I put trees here because there was nothing behind it. It was sort of all open here. But now we've got fields, we've got this little special garden. Quite nice to have a proper access road in. And obviously we can go straight around the corner here to the marmalade place. So we just come into here, then you can see it holds 250,000 litres there on the top right of water and seeds. So hopefully that will do for now. It only takes 3 water and 2 seeds. So there's a lot of things that we can activate in here, but for now I'm just going to activate what we actually need. So we need plum, we need a banana, that's just there, and we need mango as well, which is right at the bottom. There's a lot of things that we can have. Look, peanut, garlic, kiwi, blueberry, olive. You know, this shrooms. I thought I saw them round the corner. Are they what kind of mushrooms are them? They're down here somewhere. Oh look. Oh. Are they magic? I mean it looks like it. Oh, there's bananas. This is pretty cool little setup this is. We've got some carrots in there. So cool. Watermelon. Yeah, there's a lot of things here that we could do. So for now, we're just going to go and activate them and see how we get on with them. So I said about workers that you've got to be careful when, especially when they're cultivating, that they can overlap into another field because they don't know where the boundaries are, especially on a map like this where you're making your own field. Well, yeah, look at this, what's going on here. So I let this work, carry on doing the mulching on this field while we were sorting out the special garden. And as you can see, he's halfway through this field here, so he's obviously not detected the boundary between these two fields. I'm guessing because the equipment on the back overlap the two fields, and he's just decided to carry on. Now, luckily, that field had got nothing in it, but if it had got something in it, and I didn't realize, well, half the field I would have lost. You see, that's where he's up to now. So I would have lost half a field of crop there, but luckily, nothing's in it. It was just where the soybeans were. It didn't need mulching, so potentially I've lost half that field in wages because he doesn't need to do it. Now, I can stop him, but then it's going to look really weird then, because it's literally, we're just going to get up to this point here. It's going to be that mulched, and then the rest of it not mulched. You see, this is all it's doing. Like I said, not really needed on this kind of field. If it was, the game would tell me. So he is just sort of wasting his time, but he's only got to go to that end. And he has done all of that there. So we might as well just leave him to crack on. Let him crack on and finish it off, so at least it looks all the same. Oh, these workers. So because the worker has now finished this field, I can actually now go round and do a proper headland. This is the issue before, is a worker was still carrying on one end, so I couldn't go around and do a headland just to make it a lot neater. So we will now go round, do one lap. We should get a nice finish here now. So, time to play the music and speed this up. Do a bit of a time lapse.
It's getting closer to midnight. I try to get closer to you. Drinking courage from my red cup now. I will soon make a move. Ooh, I can taste it. The bittersweetness of taking a shot. A risk worth taking. If it's a shot at love, baby, I adore you. Maybe I adore you. Yeah, I'm feeling high, I'm up on cloud nine. Baby, I adore you. I try to focus on breathing. My heart is skipping a beat. Your lips against a red cup makes me lose my mind completely.
Cultivating in the sunflower field has been done. That field is now spot on and ready to go for the next crop that we're going to put in. It's been mulched. If we take the mulch off, you can see it's got stage 1 fertilizing on it. It is all ready to go. So next time, we just need to put some seed in there. We need to roll it, and then we need to go across again, fertilize it for the second stage, so it goes nice and dark like this here, and then that will be a spot on field, I hope. A couple of little jobs to do around the farm, but we are pretty much done. I did say this was going to be a bit of a short one because winter time, there isn't really too much to do. So we'll just go drop some straw in here for the cows then, because they are pretty much out. They were down to 916 litres left. Go across to the next one. There we go. So this doesn't mess about this. It really does empty them out pretty quick. Let's just go this way and have a quick hop out and see. We're going to have a look here. Ooh. What we got here? 181,000 litres. I think that should be pretty much the same, or did I take a bit out of this one? I can't remember. Yeah, no, 181. That's the same. Now, we have got these here at the pigsties. But I don't think they haven't really done too much at the minute, because if I'm right, I kind of forgot to give them straw. So if you don't give your animals straw, you won't get any manure. So let's just go and see if we can find out. I'm not sure, if I'm honest, where we need to go. Just have a quick look on here. I'm not sure actually where we need to go. So yeah, no straw. So we've got a bit of slurry. We need to put some straw in. You can see straw on here is fine. 79,000 litres of milk, nearly 100,000 litres of slurry. Food's dropping a little bit, but that's not too bad. Where do we take straw for pigs? I don't think it's going to be near this thing here. I think this is the food. Is it just you drop it near the actual pigs themselves? You know, we might as well have a look together so we can try and figure out. The tip side is on this side, so I'm hoping it will come up at some point telling me. Maybe not then. Let me see if I can find out where we put straw for pigs. So it seems like it's here, because the trigger's coming up here. I didn't realize. I must have just missed it. Did it pop up and I missed it? It seems to be in just a little sweet spot right here. But let's have a look. That seems to have worked. Yeah, that's worked for them. Well, let me go ahead and do the other two. Pigsties are all nice and full of straw now. I didn't realize that went. I think you meant to use one of them straw blowers. I think that'll probably work a little bit better. You'll be able to get further away from the actual pigsty itself, and it'll just chuck the straw in. What we got there in the end, we found it. They're all looking pretty good now, so everything's okay with animal-wise. Sheep, yeah, chickens all looking good. Not bad. So that's pretty much everything we can do at the minute. All the fields you can see there have been cultivated. Now, not all of them are like properly ready to go. They've not all had the actual proper stages. I was skipping a few of them. And obviously we need to roll some of these. So we're going to have a look. You see these ones here need rolling. Now, some of them we can't do. That one we can do, but there's nothing in it. So it's sort of, it will need rolling again when something gets put in. Basically, I've got a mod on that allows everything that's like root crops. So sugar beets, potatoes, but also sunflowers, corn like we had over here. All them get ignored from needing rolling. It seems to bypass them because I'm assuming you don't do that in real life, which is probably why the mod's been made to bypass them, because it was including everything on the farm. But you do need it on like your cereal crops, wheat, barley. So these fields that we did have wheat, barley. Down here we've got a big barley, and then down here we've got canola. All them. Oh, and soybean. That's another one, soybean. Cotton, sorghum, and all the root crops, corn and all that. They don't need rolling. So this is why it's coming up telling me all them fields that we've had wheat in, or currently have barley in, or got wheat in, need to be rolled. So we will try and do them and go through and do them properly so we can try and get the full 100% yield on the fields. But for now, though, I think that's pretty much going to wrap things up, because there's not much we can do. As you can see, we're in December now. There's not much here apart from grass. We can harvest the grass if it's ready, but at the minute it's still showing dark green. It's not ready to do. The only thing we can do in Feb is put some cotton in the ground. So we're going to move on till Jan. In the next episode, we'll see if the grass is needing to be done. We will sort that out, and we'll see if we can get some more bales done on that. But we can't really do much until we get to Feb, when we can put some cotton in. And then, when is it we can actually, harvesting? So October time. So it's going to be a little while before we can actually test out our very expensive cotton machines and actually get some cotton bales. But for now, I think this is a good time to wrap this up. Just checking on the honey here. 47,000 litres of honey in there. I could just see these bags look to be a little bit expanding a bit. 47,000 in there. 42 in there. And 31 in there. So, yeah, we've got a lot of honey. But they will hold 200,000 litres each, so we should be okay. The honey is very small. It's like 200 litres a pallet. So you end up with so many pallets and just not much of a quantity. So we will go and take these into the warehouse. I am very tempted to change this mod just to see if we can get the pallets at least 1,000 litres each. Just kind of makes it a bit worthwhile then, doesn't it, really? 200 litres. It's no good at all, is it? But for now, I am going to go and chill by my big pond. And I'm just going to go and relax because there's not much to do. Although, winter time shouldn't be a time for a bit of sunbathing. But according to the weather, it does say it's 22 degrees. I'm not really sure what's going on with the weather, but hey, I'm not going to complain. Like my new fence. I think I showed this in the previous episode. I've lost track of what I've shown and not shown. For now, I'm going to go grab a beer, kickstart the barbecue, get some steaks on from our meat factory, and I'm going to chill out. If you're enjoying these episodes, then please do go and hit like for me. I really do appreciate it, and it really does help the channel out. Hit subscribe, turn the bell on to get notified when another video comes out, which is every Tuesday. Until then, hope you have a good week, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.